Chloe Price is Max's childhood friend, a rebellious teenager struggling with the fallout of losing her father, being abandoned by Max when she moved away, and dealing with a turbulent home life. Her tough exterior and emotional vulnerability made her a complex character, but they also made her a difficult one to handle as well. Many people find themselves torn between empathizing with her pain and trauma and, at the same time, feeling frustrated by her actions. One of the most frustrating aspects of Chloe is her self-destruction tendencies. Whether it's getting herself into dangerous situations, taking drugs, or even acting out against her own stepfather sometimes for no reason. Sometimes her behavior often feels reckless. It's clear that her actions stem from grief and abandonment issues, but at the same time, her inability to see the consequences of her actions and choices, or even try to listen to reason, that low-key can make people me, feel like we're constantly cleaning up her own mess. This creates a push and pull dynamic with Max, and by extension, the player themselves. Chloe's relationship with Max is also a source of frustration too. She leans heavily on Max almost every time, whether it's having her come with her to deal with her own issues that she got with Rachel's ex-boyfriend and all, and relies on time rewinding powers too until she found out she had them powers. She often urges her to use basically fits her own mess almost every single time, even when the ethical implications are even questionable in the first place. This dependency highlights Chloe's unwillingness to face reality. While it's understandable given what she's gone through, it also becomes emotionally draining for the player who's expected to act as her constant savior. The damsel in distress. Chloe, I won't say she a horrible best friend, but goddamn it, the dumb nigga gonna say it all. At times it feels it feels less like a friendship and more like an obligation to keep her alive and out of trouble. Another source of frustration with Chloe is her inconsistent character development. There are moments where she seems to gain self-awareness, but she quickly reverts to impulsive and reckless behavior. For example, when Max went back in time a little bit to see what would happen if Chloe's father didn't die. Well, guess what happens? Instead of Chloe's father dying, in an alternate timeline, fucking Chloe ends up, well, she didn't die, but she ended up paralyzed. And after realizing that's what's gonna happen, she literally gave Chloe a heartfelt fucking, not a speech, but a heartfelt, conversation with her. And I ain't gonna lie, it seemed like Chloe did gain some type of self-awareness, but as soon as she found out that, quote-unquote, Nathan was responsible for Rachel's death, she quickly reverted right back to her impulsive and reckless behavior. Okay, I get it. You mad about Rachel dying, but at the same time, for a moment I thought she had showed a sign of growth, but she went right on back to the rash decisions. Okay, this back and forth, I ain't gonna lie, Chloe, she would just get on my nerves the whole damn game. This back and forth can feel like a lack of progress. This is difficult for me as a player to connect with her growth arc, or even feel that her choices have a lasting impact on her, because she just constantly she's just an emotional ass person. And I get it, I really get it. What she went through, I would blame her for being emotional, but her constant presence affects the overall tone of Life is Strange though. Her anger mostly are central to the story's emotional weight, but they also bring a sense of tension and negativity. While this helps create a realistic portrayal of someone struggling with trauma, it can also feel overwhelming for people who just, want to break from the drama. Her confrontational attitude often leads to clashes not only with Max, but with others like David or hell, even Frank, making it feel there's never a moment of peace. And then there's that scene, that one controversial scene that, in my opinion, it's the most easiest decision you can ever make in a video game, and that's choosing between Chloe and the town of Arcadia Bay. Now, people be like, oh my god, this is the most difficult choice I ever had to make in a game. And it is no, it's not frustrating at all. I was gonna say frustrating, but no, no, it's not hard at all. For many people, it felt like a culmination of constant putting Chloe first, often at the expense of others. Hell no. Now, I don't know everybody in Arcadia Bay, but hey man, I ain't finna sacrifice a town full of people for one person now. Like, it literally forced players to confront the emotional weight of their choices and whether Chloe was truly worth, all the trouble for her. To be honest, I chose to save Arcadia Bay. RP Chloe, but I chose to save Arcadia Bay. I ain't going for none of that. But despite these frustrations, it's important to recognize that Chloe's flaws made her a compelling and realistic character. She wasn't meant to be the perfect friend or the easy choice. Her struggles with grief, loss, and abandonment were authentic and realistic, and they challenged players to think deeply about their moral compass and the nature of friendship. Chloe's presence pushed the story to, uncomfortable places, which made the game more impactful and thought-provoking though. Chloe Price is a character who evoked strong reactions for a reason. She was challenging, inconsistent, and sometimes exhausting to deal with, but she was also real, raw, and layered. Dealing with Chloe wasn't supposed to be easy. It was supposed to make you question yourself, your choices, and how far you go to help someone you care about. That's what made her... And I know damn well my phone didn't just went off while recording a video. Shut the fuck up, phone. But anyway, that's what made her such an unforgettable part of Life is Strange.